This is a homemade silkscreen. As you can see, I've used it for a couple of months, and it's pretty beaten up by now. They come in all shapes and sizes, different types, and different mesh counts. A silkscreen is the main ingredient in a form of relief printing called screen printing. It's a wooden frame wrapped with a sheet of extremely tight nylon. It's cool because once you have your image into a screen, you're able to take it and print your design on virtually anything while having the highest quality possible. It's a lot like a spray paint stencil, but with more control and use. Silk screening was made for garments and is far superior to other printing methods. Here's an empty screen. Here's a screen with mesh. And here's the final product. The design has been imprinted into a green glue that we will get into later. There are a couple of ways to obtain a screen. You can buy one from the store, like this one. It can garner some great results. Or you can make one from scratch, like this one. It also yields some great detail. However, the only difference between these two screens is the mesh they contain. This is low mesh count, very low detail fabric, very inexpensive, and then this is a little more expensive, high detail fabric, which we will be using for this project. In the meantime, I'll show you how to build a screen. If you are buying a screen, skip to this timestamp. Otherwise, gather these tools. Start this step by taking an old canvas or horrible art that you hate and destroy it. Make sure not to damage the wooden frame in the process. Remove the staples using a screwdriver. Cut yourself by accident. Get a band-aid. Pull the rest of the staples with pliers. It might be a good idea not to do this over your carpet like a moron. Vacuum and learn your lesson. Roll enough mesh out that it can encompass your screen with about 1.5 inches of extra fabric. When it comes to it, you will use the extra fabric to pull on to keep the screen taut while stapling. On this part, try to keep it level and just staple a normal line. On the opposite end, however, pull as hard as you can and try to get a staple in there. Hammer down any loose staples and marvel at your work. Repeat this 4 times as the project requires 4 layers. For this next stage, acquire some diazo sensitizer and photographic emulsion. My brand of choice is Speedball. It's a good idea to also read the back for the instructions and the expiration date. You should also get a scoop coater, which is basically a reservoir to hold and spread your emulsion. But you can also make do with an ink squeegee, which we will be using for the later ink phase. Finally, we will be pouring the emulsion onto the screen. Have your scoop coater ready, as well as a dark cabinet or drawer. You do not want to have your emulsion out in the light too long as it gets stale. After a few uses, the emulsion tends to glue itself up like this. Also, I don't have great grip strength. After a thorough mixing of your emulsion blend, pour a generous amount into the scoop coater. Angle your screen downwards like so, wait for the emulsion to touch the screen, and make a reservoir. Hold it here, and, with confidence, pull upwards. When you're finished, do not pull the scoop back, but rather angle it backwards so the emulsion slides back into it. Repeat on the other side and use the sharp metal edge to collect any excess emulsion. You want a very thin layer of this goop. As photographic emulsion is light sensitive and hardens when exposed, store your screen in a dark room or drawer for a day before starting the next step. Here are the final 4 screens. Thank you for joining me.